Suzuki Swift has been a quiet success story in the UK, with more than 127,000 sold since it went on sale in 2005. For that you can thank keen pricing and a decent driving experience, although owners do have to cope with a very small boot compared with rivals such as the Ford Fiesta and Vauxhall Corsa. To address this, the latest Swift has more interior space, despite being a slightly shorter car than its predecessor. Suzuki also adds generous levels of equipment and a range that includes 1.2 and 1.0-liter petrol engines plus the option of an automatic gearbox, a small hybrid system and even a four-wheel drive version. This generation of Swift is shorter and lower than its predecessor, but also wider and with its wheels pushed further into the corners of the car. This frees up interior space, meaning that two adults traveling in the front no longer need worry about any awkward bent elbows. Storage for your odds and ends is a little stingy, though. The Swift offers loads of headroom too, so even tall passengers will feel comfortable. Legroom in the back is also impressive, if not quite a match for the Skoda Fabia. As with the Swift's rivals, you can get 3 adults abreast in the rear, but it's a squeeze at best. However, the Swift's weakest point remains its boot. True, it is 25% larger than the old Swifts, but it's still the smallest in its class, and won't necessarily accommodate all folded baby buggies, for example. Not only that, but it has a high-loading lip and lacks any neat features such as an adjustable floor, so while the rear seats can be folded in a 60-40 split, doing so leaves a large ridge in the floor. Ultimately then, while Suzuki might be making the right noises about the Swift growing in size to match the opposition, it is still comfortably beaten by the Skoda Fabia and new Cita Visa. There are smoother riding and quieter small cars than the Suzuki Swift. The Ford Fiesta and Skoda Fabia are two that immediately spring to mind. What the Swift does have on its side its lightness, but the firm suspension settings still result in it thudding noisily over potholes and feeling a bit jittery at town speeds. Things do improve when you travel on faster roads, although there is then some tire and wind noise to contend fault with. The 1.2-liter engine needs to be revved to make good progress, so is noisier than the 1.0-liter, which has a turbocharger to give more low-down pulling power. You can opt to have a mild hybrid system known as SH5, that's Smart Hybrid Vehicle by Suzuki, with either engine, which makes do without the starter motor for the stop-start system, making the process incredibly smooth. It's a shame though that you need to select the top-spec model to benefit from reach-adjustable steering, and drivers with bad backs might also curse the lack of adjustable lumbar support. The latest Swift represents a step forward in perceived interior quality compared with the car it replaces. We're still not talking about Volkswagen levels of fit and finish, but its simple design and solid construction are welcome, even if hard plastics are still the order of the day. The Swift's upgraded 7-inch touchscreen system, standard on all but the base model, might look a little basic. It is actually fairly intuitive to use, helped by the inclusion of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration. You'd expect a small car such as the Swift to excel in an urban environment, and it doesn't disappoint. Forward visibility is excellent, the controls are beautifully weighted, and the car is so light that it always feels agile and responsive. True, the view over your shoulder is restricted by the bodywork, but Suzuki fits a reversing camera to all but the entry-level car to help address this when parking. Opting for the SVHS hybrid system adds a small but perceptible boost to initial acceleration that gives the Swift a more mature feel, and the optional 6-speed automatic gearbox is smooth and responsive. If you want the 4-wheel drive system for a bit more assurance over the winter months, it can only be ordered with the 1.2-liter engine. Thanks for watching.